Hello, everybody. I'm Johnny Jones, the local 1040 here, and also the AFGE Council 100, bringing you a little message about what's coming up today. Well, everybody, a lot of people should know, if you don't know, that this is the first day of the NFL football season. So we want to pass along a little message to us, the TSOs. I've been a TSO for 22 years, and I've definitely been a part of a lot of good conversations. There's a lot of cool places to talk on the checkpoint, but one of them is definitely not on X-ray. So we need to stay focused while we're on the X-ray and let's detect the threat because it's very important for us to maintain the focus that we need to have while we're performing X-ray screening functions. The next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the upcoming shift bid. We're going to show you a place in the CBA why it's important for you to make sure you plan to bid so you'll have a successful bid. And we're going to pull it up here on the screen right quick. So now that we have the CBA up, and this is Article 19, Section it's D15 on page 83 of your CBA. And the reason we're going to talk about this real fast is if there's been a lot of people that's missed shift bidding, and they wonder, well, how do they get their shift selected? I've never met a person that enjoyed missing the shift bid and they got the shift bid line they were looking for. So in D, it says bargaining employees who fail to bid will have their seniority protected by being assigned an available shift closest to the shift he or she held in the prior bids. In such cases, shifts will be assigned in the following order of priority. Number one, AM or PM shift. Two, RDOs. Three, screening locations. Four, start times. So like we were saying, nobody necessarily found a shift. That's probably not what you wanted. So let's make sure we plan and let's execute a very successful shift bid. And the last thing we're going to talk about is sick leave restriction. Raise your hand if you've been on sick leave restriction, or have you been this, or you've had a discussion about being placed on a sick leave restriction. So let's make sure that we understand the new provisions in the CBA. For those people, for those folks that have to call out sick and they have medical documentation, let's go down. It's in Article 17 C2F, Roman 3, which is right here in the middle of the screen. And it's going to talk about absences supported by medical documentation as described in this article may not be considered as indicators for sick leave abuse. So if you have a note available for your absence, then those dates won't be used against you if you think you're going to be placed on sick leave restriction or if management is considering to place you on sick leave restriction. So let's make sure that we keep these notes, and especially if you have kids, a lot of times you'll be surprised my kids are sick and then you have to take them in. So let's just make sure we keep those documentations ready in the event that management asks about it. So with this video, we're hoping that we can begin by having these kind of videos for briefings to the workforce because sometimes it's hard for the union representatives to make it to all the checkpoints. So we're hoping to collaborate with management to bring these messages to you directly, either through video or audio or some other way. But this is a way that personally I find a way to be able to talk to you, the bargaining employees, without necessarily being able to see everybody all the time because there's so many checkpoints, so many shifts. So hopefully this could begin a new era in labor management relations between the union and management to find a new way to brief the employees, the union message, but also benefits management's need for an effective screening workforce, including detecting the threats, making sure we have successful shift bids, and most importantly, having obtainable attendance. And also if you get placed on sick leave restriction, you can have the options that, hey, if I have a note, I can provide it to management and maybe that should hopefully offset those problems. So once again, I'm Johnny Jones with the AFG Local 1040 signing out, and hopefully we see you guys on the field, but sometimes we get busy and we have lots of union trainings going on and things like that. So like I said, see you out from Jaguar Studios. You have a great evening.